friends. My name is Satya Misra, and here today I am with my friends, and we are going to discuss animal testing should be banned. Is it right? Is it or is it wrong? We will discuss and we will make you understand about the thing that we need to do, and if we have any alternative, then how can we use this. And first I would like to invite Priyanka to make it more clear what is the animal testing. Yes, Priyanka.
And yeah, testing is basically based on the testing of new machinery, or we can say uh, new instruments, or not only the instrument. It is a testing of the chemicals also, but we what we try to use for the further generation to care them, or for the precautions also. As we had many testings over the COVID-19.
Yes.
And firstly we used to do on the animal, because we cannot harm a man. If a vaccine, or if any chemical, or if any drug harms a man, then it can be passed on to the another one easily. But if we test on the animal, then it don't that much.
Yes.
But I think it is not good, it is wrong, because when we cannot give life to someone, then we cannot snatch their life, or
Yes.
uh, we cannot what we say that we cannot take their freedom.
Yes.
That's the thing
Yeah,
I want to
it
say.
is not our right. Yeah,
Yeah.
anyone have, and even everyone have their own right. They can do what they want, and if you are making any interruption in their life, it is not good. And like if we talk on our human nature, and nowadays with the help of modern medicine, we are like in human 60% human life because of only one thing, that is the modern medicine. And for developing more modern medicine nowadays, we are just going and making more dependency on animals to test it. Like we have one example, like rat, their body just similar to humans body. Then we always try to make a first test on that only, and because of that we lost many of the rats and all, but who cares about it. And in lately I got a news, Elon Musk, he was testing on mind with the help of some uh, monkeys, and with during that testing some monkeys got died. How can we make it possible, and how can we make it become that much cruel that we just for our some experiment we just take someone's life. It is not good. Yes, Vivek, how can you define, and how do you have anything that make it more complicated, that they do skip that process, and they can make it a more easier, that is that much complicated. Do you have any idea, and what's your opinion about it?
Thank you, Satyam, firstly. So, if I add my opinion about it, that animal testing should be banned. So, I will just say that frankly, if you're talking about medical labels, so it is good. But if you're talking about that cosmetic, so I
Yeah.
think it is just too bad for us that we are just caring that it is good for us. So how can we just predict that, or this mice, or this rat good for testing? And I think if I would take example of rat, so it is just a piece of cake for testing. They just catch the rat and just test it
Yeah.
without thinking that this is also a living
Alive.
part. So
Mm-hmm.
why we are not care it? Firstly, ensure that some limitation also on it. Yes, on the medical level, when you're talking about, so it is good, but on other hand, it is also a bad impact, because earlier we are not awareing much more. But after that, in internet, we have just uh, scrolling it that what is the benefit and what is the bad advantage. So just we focus on that bad thing uh, in the behind of camera, which we have not aware. But right now we are just think that what is the bad advantage of it. So I think I also say that now the time we just thinking on the other alternative. So
Yes,
it will be great for us.
yes, if we stop the testing. I completely agree with your
What
concern.
kind of alternative you are talking about? I want to know, Vivek, that what kind of alternatives can be, because you know very well, you not only you, we all know very well that while while publishing any not publishing, while the incorporation of any new vaccine, or not only vaccine, drugs, and other chemicals also, firstly we need to test that.
Yeah.
So for the medical purpose, as you have said, it is good, but for other it is not. So how can we test? If if we think about the animals only, and if we think about the humans, like if we inject any dose in any human, so
Mhm.
man will be affected. But if we inject in the animal, so that will also affect it. So what is the major solution of it? What can we do for this?
Maybe you aware, Priyanka, if you're talking about that percentage level. So I think 95 percentage chance, if we get 100 percentage people, so 95 percentage drugs not working exact, just like animals. So I think if you're talking about that this type example that more appropriate drugs is working on the animals, but at the same time it is not working as a humans. So I think we have a other type alternative, just like advanced computer coding type. We just tap on that, and we will get a more appropriate result if compared to that animals. So I think it is also a one alternative, and we have a one idea also that our government just think that it is a bad person for us. Okay, bad person, and it is commit a very bad work for our society. So we can experiment on that person, because after some time, after a few years later, government take that this person heaven path. So we will try on that also. So it is also an alternative which we have on my mind.
Yes, Vivek.
Yes,
Here,
Sachin, what do you think?
yeah, I would like to add one more point in your concern that you are sharing. I agree, but not fully. Actually, we can't. Actually, every person have their own right. We can't interrupt in their personal life and rights. Okay, even that person just attempt any bad thing, then also like criminals, and then also we can't do that with that person. And one more thing that you have said, I completely agree. Like if we have some things that we can easily get, okay, then we used to go for that only. Like if we can easily catch a rat for the testing, then we easily go and catch that rat. But we didn't get the things, then we try to invent new things. And nowadays, as we are the human and we are the optimistic creature, we always, if we got one thing, then we try to like gain two or four new things also. And for that, we are just every year nearly 150 million creatures we are just taking for the testing, like mostly dog, monkeys, and then rats. We used to catch them and make like many type of like thing experiment we used to do on that. And even to know how's their working and what is their functionality, for that also we used to catch them. And as you have shared about how for cosmetic, and then our vaccination, drugs, in every field we used to catch them, because they can't complain to anyone. and that's why we easily get to them, and we try to make our experiment, and if we apply the same thing over human, then rarely it becomes successful, otherwise you just failed. Yes, Priyanka, what do you like to add to this, like how much limitation do we have, and yeah, we can set for that we can make it balance. And by this, please sum up your views.
Yeah, firstly, I want to say one thing here that animal experiments can bring many benefits to the human beings, and many other methods. If we use artificial methods, artificial organ or computer simulation, so it cannot do it that much animal can do.
Yeah.
We can yeah, we can get many more responses or that a machine cannot give us,
Yes.
because for an experiment we just need for an biological experiment we just need a consciousness over on which we are doing the experiment. That's why that's why animal testing should not be banned, I think. But but in case of over using, I don't support that.
Yes, I know. I can understand your concern that you are a medical student and you have that knowledge how important it is for the medical students and for medical uh, case study to know anything with practical. I can understand. Yeah. Yes, Vivek. Now I would like to know your points for the limitations of using all these things, because we can't stop it, but we can control. Yeah, please sum up your points with it.
Okay, so yes, I also say that here we not going to ban, but we have some limitation. By that we get a appropriate result, because I also think on deeply that if you're talking about animals, so here we get an appropriate result compared to other electronic things. So we need to a middle path for it. Okay, so I think if we have a search on middle path, just like I think I'm not get a appropriate word. Maybe it is a tissue,
Yeah.
tissue or cell testing. It is also a one method by that we get a appropriate result. So we go on that way also. And if I will take example, just like why I'm thinking that it is bad. So if you are thinking like as a mother, okay, and as your son catch another person, and they say that I am just catching because I am know that this drugs is working or not. After experiment, I will uh, I will give you your son. So just think on mind, it is good for us or not. If you are a mother, if you are a parent, so you will never ever say that please go, please let me go with my son. But if you're talking about animals, so that's why we are not thinking too much, because it's our not a legacy. Okay, so that's why we are not caring.
Yes.
But if think deeply, that's what's the major effect. So after that, we also realize that what's the disadvantage.
Yes, Vivek.
Thank you.
And yes, thank you so much for putting your points. And I would like to add one thing, that in our life, we used to try that thing that we can get easily for our experiment and all. And for scientists also, it is very important for them to make everything on point, and they used to try with the help of these things. Okay, like animals and some birds, they used to do their experiment on that. And here lately our new panelist joined here, Priyanshu Sharma. Now I would like to invite Priyanshu, and Priyanshu, please share your opinion about it. Is it important to make animal testing for our medical and all fields?
Without testing we cannot without testing we cannot do further procedure of
Yes,
launching and or long launching any dose or as we know very well, as we are here in the in this genre, we have already seen the COVID pandemic. We all are aware of that,
yes,
that
Priyanka.
how we have faced the problem in that situation. There were many vaccines were launched, but all were failed
Hmm.
at the first trial, at the second trial. They had doctors had many trials, but testing was the major cause where that was not working. But before testing, while testing on another organism, that was working, the vaccine was working. But after testing on the mammals, we can say after testing on the humans, the vaccine was not working. So I think
Yes,
regarding my this point, that testing is important here.
yes, yes, Priyanka. Now, I would like to take last response from Priyanshu. Yes, Priyanshu, what is your opinion about it?
Yes, sure. So, thank you for calling my name. So, regarding with this, what do I believe is that animal testing should be banned according to me. Why? Because the study has shown that 90% of the animal testing are just going worstly, and animals are not humans. That is why we humans are the person who are just percentually testing the animals. It can be dog, it can be just mouse, it can be monkey, and it can be anything.
Yeah,
And animal testing is a bad thing, and it is widely harming our environment as well, which is affecting on us. So, because of that, I feel that animal testing should be banned in our country as well and in other countries where it is going on a large level. And so, if you would ask to me, what are some of the other things which we can do? Suppose that if animal testing are just banned totally, so there should be hazard for us as well, because if you'll find that 10% is still 10% of medicines which are just testing over animals and then we use them. So that is why it is not just that much essential to ban, but yes, it should be decrease the number which we are testing over animals. It should be decreased, and we can decrease it by just slowly, not just totally that yes we have decreased. No, slowly, just like that. This year we have just tested some. After 1 year we need to decrease our number some. So like this we can decrease.
yes,
Thank you.
yeah. Thank you, Priyanshu, for your point, and I
Yeah, may
totally
I
agree
add
with.
some point here?
Actually, we are running with time, Priyanka.
Okay, no
Yes, yeah.
problem.
Please,
Yes.
please, please, please go with it.
Yeah, as we know very well that we are going towards a globalization or a modernization, we can say. So we are facing not we are facing I cannot say that we are facing, we are engaging with the technology, and there are many more. By that we can decrease the animal testing also. That's the point that I
Yeah,
want to add.
yeah. Thank you so much for your valuable point, and thank you to everyone to joining with us. And it was very nice conversation. And in last, we got that we can't ban, but we can make some limit for it because of both things. Because nowadays we are expanding, then it is also important to test, but not that much. Yeah. Thank you so much for being us, and thank you for watching our video. And we will meet in next video. Bye bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.